Hey guys, Charlie Murphy here. Thanks for choosing my video. Today I'm playing a session of 50-cent dollar no limit hold'em 6 max games on Bovada. Games are up and running, so we'll jump right into the action. Table 2, opening pocket 8s under the gun. Looking to aggressively target the recreational and fish players in this pool. Couple good ones right here. This one's been very whaley so far, playing 90% of hands. This table hasn't looked too promising, so I'm shuffling that one out. Table 2, check in the Queen 4 after the limper. Jack 8-3 rainbow checks through. I've got a recreational player position. I'm going to start bluffing aggressively with my air here and planning to follow through on the river. When I get raised, that small min raise, I continue with any sort of equity or piece, but just that Queen High over card, I will let that one go. Limper over here, whaley limper player over here on table 1. I'll limp behind my small blind with 10-7. Table 4, a bit loose to open, but I got this whale in there, so I'm going to play a lot more hands to get involved with him, including 8-6 suited. Flop the nuts on table 1 in this limp pot with the straight on 9-8-6 two-tone. Going to go ahead and try to check raise big here. Flop checks through, 4 straight out there with some flush draws. I still have the absolute nuts. Any 7 is going to go ahead and have to pay me off. If this guy raises me, we're going to start to be very, very happy about the situation. He doesn't. The in-position player calls. Not the ideal river, a board pairing flush closing river. Still going to go ahead and try to value bet it. Not going to really put much money in against a big raise. Table 4, my loose suited connector open, got 3, but I'll just go ahead and fold. Table 2, open Queen 9 on the button, got a 7-6-5 two-tone board. You get min led into by this short stack, we'll just float that for a call. Table 1, I'm going to 3-bet my button with ace-king suited, very standard, nothing unusual there. Against this min bet here in the call, I'll call with my gut shot and my overcards on table 2. And I was going to start making a play on this guy here on the turn after that weak bet. The other player beats me to it. I think I need to get out of the way. I just can't raise and risk getting myself pot stuck against the short stack. Definitely think attacking that and following through on the river is going to be wise. Oh, and he's being cutesy. Min bets, min click backs. Table 4, opening king, queen, and the cutoff. Good flop for me. Queen, deuce, deuce, rainbow. I'm going to go ahead. I don't know if... guess I could start sizing up here against this guy. Kind of close. Would love it much more with like pocket kings where I don't block any of his top pair queen hands that will just go all the way and pay me off. Not that worried about a guy this wide having a deuce. He'll have them, but he'll have plenty of other shit too. Table one. 9-7 suited under the gun is loose, but I'm going after the whale. I'm going to play lots of hands if I've got chances to play against whales. And I get 3-bet, but the whale actually comes along as well. I think I can call here just to try to go against this guy. It would be a very clear fold against the 3-better normally. I'm going to take the flop. King, king, jack, two-tone. I do have the flush draw. Small bet, call. Gonna come along and call here again. I'm really looking to hit some kind of flush against this third player here. Continue checking on that 10. To check through, I could also bluff big. Go ahead and fold that one. I'm getting a good price, but very, very hard to realize. Could actually be in trouble against a higher flush or some kind of boat. We're targeting this guy. Once he's gone, I can leave too. If I had any questions about this guy new to the table, him re-raising from 2.5 to 4, it tells me all I need to know. Clicked it back twice pre-flop. Lost the whale on table 4. The one who got away. Table 1, blind on blind, we'll open ace 5. There's the 3-bet. Fold the raggy offsuit ace. Table 3, get a 3x open from the from the button rather onto my big blind. This one's kind of close. I think I'd prefer calling it, but 3-betting is certainly reasonable. A 10-7 deuce monotone flop with no relevant suit in my hand. Not the best board for me. 9 of spades puts the 4 flush out there, of which I have no piece of it. I now play the board. Just going to go ahead and bluff this, try to take it down against a chop or a weak spade. Table 3, blind on blind, open an 8. Table 1, open ace-9 suited in the cutoff. Table 4, going to defend my big blind against the min open with 6-7. Go ahead and check 8s on the ace-10-9 board. Check through when I turn a great card for me. The 8 giving me a set. I'm going to go ahead and start putting some money in here against the recreational player using the overbet size. Table 1, I do want to play loose, but maybe 6-4 suited's a bit too loose here with the whale out there. Give me 2 whales out there, I think I play it. Table 3, open 7-6 suited in the cutoff. Three bet. I think I can fold in this formation here. It's pretty close against a slightly smaller size. Table 2, get a limper. I'm in the button. Going to go ahead and isolate the recreational player very loosely. Going to use 10-6 suited to do it here. It's towards the bottom, one of the weaker hands I'll do it with. Still going to do that an awful lot. Pretty close to half the deck from the button. Get a limp call. 9-9 deuce, two-tone board. Go ahead and put in a small continuation bet. Table 1, whale limp, so we go ahead and isolate from the button with ace-queen. Good flop for me. Ace, king, 6, top pair, top kicker. Going to go ahead and start putting money in. I'm going to size up here with top pair, top kicker. If he's got a weaker ace or a flush draw, we're getting some money in now. Min raise on table 3. Going to go ahead and defend my big blind with 5-4. Planning to check fold that king 10-9 rainbow board with absolutely no equity whatsoever here. Table 1, 2.5 open for middle position. I'll defend my big blind with king, queen. Low board checks through. Turn is the 8. I'm going to go ahead and start bluffing with my overcards here. Use a small size. Table 3, opening ace-9. Gonna follow through with the bluff here on the river. Table 2, gonna continuation bet that king 9-5 two-tone board. The nut flush draw. Ideal turn card for me, giving me the nut flush. I'm gonna keep betting for value. Use a slightly smaller size here with the flush closing board. Calls me again. River is the queen. Blank, I still have the nuts, accepting 7-8 suited for the straight flush. Gonna put the rest in here with the nuts. Gets snapped off, and my hand is obviously good. Table 1, limper. I'm isolating from the button with ace-10. Got called by a set of 5s. Kind of a cooler. I'll take it. I'm allowed to run good sometimes, believe it or not. Table 2, open an ace-10 from the button. Good flop. Ace, ace-8, rainbow. Isolated the limper on table 1, but I've got a low board against a short stack with ace high. Just go ahead and check that one back. Table 2 can go ahead and put in a small continuation bet. I'm going to start bluffing against this limper over here on table 1 now. He jams on me. I'll just go ahead and fold. Table 1, open ace-7 suited for middle position. Table 2, going to continue barreling. This over better check territory? Yeah, I guess so, because I'm not really trying to value bet too thinly. I think ace-10 is good enough to be in the overbet line on this formation. Table 2, going to check back my ace high against the short stack, start bluffing the turn. Table 4, opening ace-queen suited from the cutoff. Going to go ahead and just start bluffing against this weak lead over here on table 1. Go ahead and try to push him off here with an overbet bluff. And it works. My ace-10 faces a check raise. That's a little bit scary, but I just don't know I can give him that much credit here. Gotta go ahead and at least call. Table 3, get a 2.5x cutoff open. I'll middle position. I'll 3-bet my cutoff with king queen. Jams on me. I mean, what's he got? Ace 8, Ace 9. That line feels super strong, and it is a reg type player, but I'm also super strong here. Huh. Interesting spot. I really don't know what to do. Keep barreling on that scare card, the flush closing card over here against the wreck on table 4. Go ahead and try to overbet bluff him off his pair plus draw type hands. Table 2, open queen 9 suited for middle position. Table 1, going to go ahead and continuation bet against the big blind. Got some cards I can pick up equity on and continue barreling. Go ahead and 4-bet the jacks over here. Probably not quite good enough to stack up with if he jams, but right on the cusp. Picked up a gut shot over here. I'm going to go ahead and continue barreling here with my queen 9. Overcard can scare him off a lot of pocket pairs and some 10x. Table 4, open aces under the gun. There we go. Table 3, open an ace 10 from middle position. Table 3, gonna go ahead and put in a continuation bet here. Queen 9-3 two-tone board. I've got an overcard, some backdoor draws. Do have the nut backdoor flush draw in my hand with the ace of clubs. Can find some excuses to barrel here for a lot of different cards. The 10 is a prime example of that. Gonna go ahead and play overbet or check here. Really only betting hands as strong as, see, like King Queen for value, maybe King 9. Ace of clubs river, I can go ahead and bluff jam. Right, any club river with the ace of clubs, I can go ahead and bluff jam. Get a recreational player limps the button. I'll go ahead and check call the half pot with bottom pair on 10-6-5 two-tone. Turn is the ace. Does not check through. I'm probably just getting value time by something like a 10 here, but I think for that price I can still call. I'm going to check and expect to mostly lose here, even if it checks through. Against that third barrel, just going to go ahead and fold. Recreational player and a half stack limps on table 1. I'll isolate out the blinds with King Queen. Sorry, with Ace King. Would also do it with King Queen. Same player limps, so I'll isolate them again, this time from the button with King 3 suited. Get a King 8-7 rainbow board. Gonna go ahead and put in a small bet, planning to check back most turns and bluff catch rivers, or perhaps reopen for value in the rivers. Overcard ace, and he leads for half pot. calling. Not the best run out. The ace could have hit an ace high flop float, and then the 8 pairs up, but he lets me check. I'm just go ahead and check back. I check good against pocket queens. Table 3, defending blind on blind with king jack. Flop bottom 2 on that Broadway possible board. Ace king jack. I'll go ahead and call with my weak 2 pair. Board getting dicier with that queen, putting a force right out there, demoting my hand rank a bit further. I will go ahead and check back. River or queen also not so hot, as now my 2 pairs counterfeited. He continues checking, not trying to get him to fold the 10 and ace queen. Beat pretty much everything else, not getting value from too much else. I think this is very firmly in the check back camp. I check back and I'm good against a jack. Table 4, my ace jack under the gun open gets 3-betting position. I will just go ahead and lay it down. Table 3, opening king 9 suited from the cutoff. Recreational player in the small blind and about a 3/4 stack defends for a call. Table 1, opening 10-8 suited from middle position, slightly loose, but certainly fine with the recreational player in the blinds. I get squeezed over here on table 2. Go ahead and fold my king 9. Rec calls me on table 1. I'll continuation no small on king 7 deuce 2-tone. Not many all that great cards. The best card for me here would be some kind of offsuit 9. I can definitely keep barreling on that. I guess I could have even checked back that flop because he's short and start bluffing on the turn, but my play is also okay. I think I like checking back a bit better against a short guy. Table 1, opening ace king under the gun. Squeeze opportunity with pocket kings on table 1. The recreational half-stack player in the mix as well. Very happy to go ahead and 3-bet here. Stack off jacks are better against that guy. We don't want to risk letting an overcard peel, the ace peel, and just go ahead and jam in for a pot here. Snaps me off with top pair. Gave me a bit of a sweat with that backdoor flush draw coming in, but it wasn't enough for him to get there. Took his stack, not much else going on here. We'll look around for greener pastures now. Table 4, opening queen jack in the cutoff. Getting loose, going after that big blind player. Opening queen 7 suited from middle position with that rec in the big blind. Short stack, but I've got a draw. I don't want to check raise, check call, or check fold, so I'm betting out small with them here. Turn barrel, half pot gets raised. I'm just going to go ahead and flat this jam if I hit, check fold if I miss. I hit. Here we go. Put the rest in. Just keep calling in position here with my marginal queen bluff catching against the rec. He's got ace high. My hand is good. Jack 9 gets called down here. paid off with king 9, so he had a gut shot he was doing that with, and he rivered top pair. I think this is a decent one to continue barreling. Don't block any of the backdoor flop floats. I can have more strong ace-x than he can have. This 3x should be somewhat divided, or should be check-raised somewhat on the flop. A little bit big of a size in here to defend with that hand, like king deuce. Pretty close to go ahead and fold it, though. Open from the button on table 2. I'll 3-bet it on my big blind with 10-9 suited. Take that one down pretty quick. Table 3, open an ace-queen for middle position. Get a very small 3-bet from a Whaley type player. I think I just flat this in position. I don't really need to have 4-bet bluffs against this guy here at all. Just go ahead and take, especially against a guy that's kind of short. Just go ahead and call. Ace queen offsuit play very fine in a 3-bet pot against a whale with a half stack. 10-9-8 two-tone checks to me. I'm going to go ahead and check back. I've got ace high backdoor flush draw, a gut shot. 3 of hearts closes a flush and gives me the nut flush draw on with my ace of hearts. We get a small bet here. I'm going to go ahead and flat that. A lot of rivers I can call and have the best hand, and I can also try to make a play on him in a lot of ways here too. Against the half pot river bet, though, I'll just go ahead and fold. Didn't get a good card, didn't get a good situation based on a bet size or a check that allows me to bluff, so I'll go ahead and let that one go. Button versus cutoff situation. I'll 3-bet aggressively here, including my ace-6 suited. Button versus cutoff situation on table one. I'll 3-bet with king queen suited. Min raise on table three. Defend a lot against the min raise, but the raggy offsuit aces, especially the worst one, ace six, is probably not one I should continue with. I'll go ahead and fold that. Table three, opening queen 10. Table two, opening king queen suited from middle position. Table doesn't look too promising. I'll give it another orbit, but I may be having to swap that one out. An ace king four rainbow board. If you're going to start having check back instead of a flop range bet strategy, this is a fine hand to check back. I'm just going to go ahead and range bet it. But this is an ideal candidate for checking back if you want to start splitting. Middle pair, but also very protected. No overcards that can really hurt it. The ace out there. This is the kind of board where a more polarized flop strategy is very reasonable. Some larger bets or even over bets are not uncommon in solver world. But we're 100 no limit in Bovada. We're pretty fucking far from solver world here. Check back that board pairing turn the 4. I no longer have any domination over middle pairs. My hand is kings and 4s with the ace kicker. My kicker is counterfeited by the board pair. Very hard to get a lot of value at this point, especially in tighter formation. I think going for thinner value is a mistake on this very specific texture. We don't pair the board and get some low cards. I may be able to talk myself into it. I think I'm just really folding out hands I already beat, getting called by some ace-x. Not really believe in folding chops that much. Opening 10-9 suited under the gun on table 1. Recreational player min raises the button. I'm in the big blind with king 9 suited. I'm going to go ahead and go after him here, 3-betting pretty aggressively with good high card hands, suited high card hands against the Rex. He's a little bit shorter, so I could talk myself into a flat call there, but I think 3-betting is going to be just fine. Never a bad thing to keep pressure up on the Rex. Table 4, opening Jack 10, blind down blind. Table 1, we get a 6-6-5 two-tone board. I'll go ahead and put in a small continuation bet. Could turn a heart for a backdoor flush draw, 7s or 8s, give me a gut shot. Do have some overcards to a weak pair. Weak top pair. But none of that matters as the flop bet takes it down. Table 4, blind down blind. I face a 3-bet. Just go ahead and fold my Jack 10. Table 1, button 3x open. I'm in the big blind with pocket sixes. We'll go ahead and defend for a call. I think call is going to be superior to 3-bet here. I guess you can get away with either, but I think call is going to be a decent bit better. Flop checks through on Jack 5 deuce. Turn is a king. Put in a second flush draw. I'm going to keep checking my pocket sixes. Really no ideal cards for me, as even the 6 closes one flush or the other. Do have some showdown value. Really not going to fold out a king or a jack, even with 2 barrels. Just going to keep checking, try to show down my sixes. The fact that he checked down something that didn't beat sixes on 3 streets is a little bit suspect to me. I wonder if he had a hand like ace 5, pocket 3s. He had queen 5, so that's a reasonable check down hand. It also goes to show that my sixes do have some showdown value there against 5x and lower that can actually be checked down. So my checking for showdown instead of just trying to bluff a fairly weak hand is entirely reasonable there, as at least evidenced by that particular example. He stayed a little loose to 3-bet blind against small blind against cutoff. Pretty close. I'll go ahead and fold that one. Got Jack 9 offsuit in middle position. You know, I've had this guy fish tagged for calling the small blind, but he doesn't actually look like much of a fish to me. I'm just going to go ahead and fold Jack 9. Table 2, opening queen 9 suited from the cutoff. Table 1, opening 10-9 suited for middle position. We're going to flop for me. Queen Jack 10, 2-tone. I do have a backdoor flush draw, top pair, and the straight draw with the 9. We'll go ahead and check a hand like this. He goes ahead and stabs for 5. Large flop bet, but I'm obviously not folding. Good turn card for me. The 3 of spades give me a flush wriggle with my top pair and my straight draw. Continues barreling. This time stabs about half pot. Easy check call. River the 5 of clubs does close the flush, which I don't love, but should probably be able to check that down good most of the time. Consider bluff catching as well, because he's a wreck. He checked down, my hand was good. He had ace 10 of diamonds. Opening ace queen suited from what's effectively middle position over here on table 2. Multi-way gonna check, second pair top kicker on king queen 4. Stab small. Big blind player calls. I'll call as well with my top pair second kicker. Interesting turn card, the king, which makes my queen much more likely to be good, as there's that many less kings to be in the hand of one of the other players. Rec keeps stabbing. He stabs about a third. I'm very content to call there, especially with this other guy to the picture. I'll keep checking, try to show this down. He checks back the river. Ace queen good, this time against a weaker queen, queen 6. I had him rec tag, but doesn't necessarily seem to be true. Either way, I'm still going to 3-bet my button ace-10. Ace-10 offsuit. I'm going to go ahead and cut the session here as the tables don't seem all that great, and I am definitely a little bit distracted here. Against the 4-bet, I will fold ace-10. Recreational player. Well, is he a rec? I mean, he 4-bet. I think he's one of these limp re-raise guys, so I'm actually not going to go after him here. We've got 56 hands. He's playing 28-20. 3-betting aggressively, 4-bet me. The limps are probably that janky limp re-raise bullshit. Let's see if I'm right here. Let's see if he comes over the top. Isolation, 3-bet. May change the calculus some. Really would have liked to not see that ISO 3-bet so we could see if this guy was going to go ahead and limp re-raise. We'll never know. Last hand over here on table 3. I'm under the gun with 7-5 suited. This one is definitely a little loose to open up here. Kind of right on the cusp of what I'll do if I've got fish in the table. For sake of the video, we'll play one more. Very, very, very close. Probably slightly too loose, but not really getting 3-bet all that much by these guys. Do have a whale in the blinds. End up against the whale. Don't get much of the board except the backdoor flush draw, ace, king, jack, rainbow. He leads for 1. I'm going to float with pretty much any piece of equity as weak as a small backdoor flush draw against that small bet from a whale. He goes ahead and continues betting out. This time he bets the minimum. Again, I did turn a backdoor flush draw, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting some money in now. And took that one away against the weak lead. That's it for now. Until next time, this is Charlie Murphy signing off. Thank you very much for watching.